Okay, so in this video, what I want to talk about is naming and writing the formulas for covalent compounds. So covalent compounds, which we sometimes call molecular compounds, those are made up of two or more nonmetals. So if you have two nonmetals joined in a compound, that is a covalent compound. So if we look down here, we're going to look at naming first. For the rules for naming are the first element listed, we name the first element listed, and we give it the correct prefix if it has more than one atom. So the number of atoms determine which prefix it gets. If there is only one atom, we do not use a prefix for the first element only. For the second element listed, we give it the first prefix that indicates the number of atoms. If there's one, we do include a prefix for the second element. And then we change the suffix to IDE, the ending of the word, to IDE. So thinking, what is a prefix? A prefix comes before a word. So our prefixes are going to come before our element that we're trying to put it for, before our element, okay, before. And we have 10 different prefixes to describe the number of atoms of each element. So for 1, it's mono. For 2, it's di. For 3, it's tri. 4 is tetra. 5 is penta. 6 is hexa. 7 is hepta. 8 is octa. 9 is nona. And 10 is deca. So you want to fill those in for the prefixes for 1 through 10. Okay. We are going to use these prefixes to help us write the name of the covalent compound. So I'm going to clear this and we can look at some examples here. Okay. So for NO2, we have nitrogen. And remember, the first one, if it does not have more than one, if it only has one atom of that element, we just write it as nitrogen. So this is just nitrogen, or just whatever the element is. And then we can see there are 2 atoms of oxygen. So this becomes nitrogen. We use our prefix for 2, di, ox, and then we have to add our suffix, IDE. So nitrogen dioxide. Okay. Let's look at the one right next to it. We have N3Br8. So N is nitrogen again, but this time we have the suffix or the prefix 3. So we need to look at the prefix for 3, which is tri-nitrogen. Tri-nitrogen. And then we have 8 bromine atoms. So that means that we do octa bromide. We change that ending to IDE again, octabromide. Okay. Let's look at this one right here. We have nitrogen 2O7. So this is dinitrogen. And then 7 is hepta. So hepta oxide. We're changing that ending as well on that second one. Okay, so you're just putting the prefix that goes with the number of atoms that there is. The only catch is if the first element only has 1, we do not include the prefix. But if the second element only has 1, we do include the prefix mono. Okay, so keeping that in mind as you're going through the practice there. Let's go down here and I'm going to show you how to write the formulas for them. The formulas are even easier. Once you know the prefixes, you can write the formulas for covalent compounds because it tells you the number of atoms they are. So diphosphorus pentoxide, phosphorus is P, and then diphosphorus, that means there's two of them. So P2. Pentoxide, penta is 5. So we have oxygen, 5 atoms of oxygen. So P2O5 is the formula for diphosphorus pentoxide. Tetraphosphorus, so we have phosphorus again, P. Tetra is 4. And then decoxide, that's oxygen. Deca stands for 10, so we have 10 atoms of oxygen. Dihydrogen monoxide, so dihydrogen means there's hydrogen, and there's 2 of them. Monoxide means that there's only 1 oxygen. Okay? This is H2O. This is water. So this is the scientific name for the covalent compound water, H2O, which most of us know of. And then disulfur hexabromide, we have sulfur S, di is 2. Hexabromide, we have Br. And then hexa stands for 6, so S2Br6.